Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going over the cost of living in Canada, grocery prices, rent, and a little bit of both. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Grocery store now and you honestly wonder walk into the grocery store now and you honestly wonder how the hell we've gotten to this point. $20 for a watermelon. If you've been following inflation, it's just been going up. The latest reported is 4.4% for food prices, 7.8% for fresh vegetables. It's just been going up and up, and it's becoming more and more detached from wages, which continue to stagnate. I honestly go to these grocery stores and I question every time, how are people surviving? I look at the prices of meat. I look at the prices of watermelons. I look at the prices of tomatoes. I saw a tomato, $5 for a single tomato. I cannot believe my eyes. This is what we've allowed to happen in our country. People can't afford to eat. No wonder the lineups at food banks are so much. No wonder food banks can't keep up. People can't survive. Walk into
I personally wouldn't shop at an IGA. I think you're getting premium pricing there, but some people don't have a choice either.
What would you say is the biggest challenge with living in Canada right now?
Housing prices, honestly, rent, it's too expensive.
For this position Canada's in right now, with everything that's going on, is there anyone you specifically blame?
No, no. I think it's just the economy and the government's decisions, not just from Trudeau, from anyone in charge. It's just the global economy now is just so messed up.
Whoever didn't let us build enough housing and materials of housing to go through the roof, I blame whoever's fault that is.
This is how much money I spent in my second month living in Vancouver. So for a little background, I live here with my boyfriend in a one-bedroom apartment. We just recently moved from Winnipeg, which is a less expensive city in Canada, to living in one of the more expensive cities in Canada. So this is how much we spend on a monthly basis. I'll do kind of the whole total of our living expenses here in Vancouver, as well as what I pay out of my pocket for that. So first of all, covering our shared expenses, our biggest shared expense is obviously rent. So we paid $26.50 to live in a one-bedroom apartment here in Vancouver. That includes one parking spot, and then we do also rent out another parking spot, which is $50 a month. So in total, it's $2,700 a month to live here. Our next expense is groceries that we typically split about 50-50. Sometimes I just run to Walmart and I just pick up stuff for us and we don't split it. And then sometimes he'll pick up stuff for us and we don't split it. But typically it's about, we split it in half, even though he might eat more than me. I don't really know. Our grocery bill for the past month was $570.05. Our next bill is our Wi-Fi bill, which is $78.40, again, which gets split between both of us. And our hydro, which I'm pretty happy about, was about $30 for the month. So our total shared expenses are $3,378.45. Now moving into some of just my own personal expenses. This month,
That's just their shared expenses. And then they have their own lives with their own expenses on top of that. That's not bad, but considering that they live in a one-bedroom apartment, I mean, pretty expensive. Lucky for them, they're able to split everything 50-50. I know that's not for everybody, but sometimes just to survive, that's what you need to do.
I posted a video last week about what it cost me to live in small town Saskatchewan in 2026 as a single mom, and it's a little over $4,000 a month, and that's just basic expenses. That doesn't include any investments, savings, doing anything fun of any kind really. And without looking into any historical data, doing any math, it's just insane to me that in this same small town, growing up, I'm 44 now, my dad worked at a hardware store and supported himself, my mom, my brother, and I don't remember struggling. I mean, we owned a house, we owned a car, we went out to eat like once a week, and my brother and I would come home from school, and I swear every other day my mom would have a different friend over, having coffee, laughing, woodworking, scrapbooking, painting, and just lived a completely different life than we're able to live now. Even in 2005, 21 years ago, when I was 23, I lived in this same town. I worked at the dollar store for maybe 30 hours a week, minimum wage, and I had my own apartment, my own car, went out with my friends, didn't even have a credit card, was not struggling financially. And it's just insane to me how we have normalized, and it's become normal to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to get by, just to scrape by. I'm very fortunate and thankful that I was able to build 2 successful online businesses out of necessity, coming off of welfare, disability, building my health back. But it's crazy, and it makes me so sad, like how it has to be now.
That's crazy. I thought people over there in smaller towns had a little bit easier, but I guess not. I guess it's a struggle throughout Canada.
I just have to say, as a Canadian, I live in Manitoba, Canada. As a Canadian, it is getting so ridiculously expensive to live out here. And I'm not somewhere that's incredibly busy. I'm not somewhere that's full of people. Like, the population where I live is 10,000. Like, I'm not somewhere in Toronto. I'm not in Edmonton. I'm not in Ontario, That's where you'd think the prices would be skyrocketing, and I'm sure they are. But looking at Manitoba's economy right now, not trying to sound like a smart person, we are struggling. And I don't know how our generation and the younger generation is going to survive here. That's my 2 cents. I don't know. Like, the cost of gas went from, what was it, 125 to 155 overnight. I can't afford my rent, barely. I make enough. Don't get me wrong. I make enough. Barely. With the amount I make hourly, you would think I'd have money left over, but I don't. I don't have money left over after I pay my rent, my hydro, all my bills, plus groceries. There's no money left at the end of the month. I am struggling to make ends meet over here, and I can barely fill my gas tank. And it's the fact that I'm not even in really a bad financial spot. I'm really not. I mean, I have my debts like any other person, but I shouldn't be so deep in the hole. Every month it's like I'm drowning, There is never enough to feel like I'm ahead because the prices out here are so crazy. You have to sometimes pick, do I want gas or do I want food? I'm just lucky that I live near family so I can go see them and eat there, and I don't have to spend all my money on groceries. But there are weeks where you're just like, would I rather be able to get to work or do I want to eat? Obviously, it's always getting to work because you need money. It's a vicious cycle. Living in Canada has become increasingly more expensive. The cost of living these days is actually just astronomical. It's insane. I don't know what can be done about it, but I think every Canadian is feeling the same struggle that I am, especially with the gas prices rising so recently. Canada is just not all rainbows and sunshine like you'd think. It's really actually very expensive to survive here.
So, you get the gist of that. She's from a small town and still struggling. You'd think that, I make 4,000, I make 5,000, my checks are decently sized compared to 10 years ago, what people used to get paid, but that money is not good enough anymore. Everything around you has gone up. The cost of just to survive a normal life, the basic lifestyle here in Canada, it's getting very hard. So, big town, small town, they're all getting affected.
Did you qualify for the grocery rebate for 2026? I thought I would, and I definitely did not. I got $0 for it. I am a single income household. I have 2 teenage children. They are with me half time. They eat me out of house and home. I eat myself out of house and home. My income is was extremely average last year. Like, I had very little supplementary income. I have an extremely average job. It's definitely well under 6 figures. I am barely making ends meet when I don't add in any of my side gig income. And I got $0. Like, I was shocked. So I want to know who got it and who didn't get it and who was surprised that they didn't get it, because that grocery rebate was a joke. Like, if I don't qualify, then who is it for? Like, I really feel for people that are in tighter situations than I am. And I know they exist, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's not tons of people in a tighter financial situation than I am that actually has a full-time job, because my full-time job is super average and I knew that going into it. So tell me the truth. Did you qualify? Did you not qualify? Were you shocked? I want to know.
So that rebate for groceries is a total scam. They said that it's meant for people with lower income and that they're going to get paid a certain amount of money for groceries. But people with low income, like, who is that? People with average incomes are struggling to afford groceries and they can't get this rebate. They're not getting the rebate. So, like, who's getting these rebates? Like, homeless people, or it's like a total scam? And where is this money coming from? I'm not sure. I didn't get a dime from this rebate either, so I'm on the same boat as her.
Going to show you what $227 gets you in rural northern-ish Canada. I hate that I have to preface this every single time I do one of these videos by saying I am lucky enough to be able to afford groceries. Some things I buy at a convenience, some things I buy because I want it. I'm lucky that I can do that. I'm just showing you how much this very small 1.5 bags of groceries cost me at my local grocery store. We only have one and a Walmart, and so I don't have much selection. But we have a loaf of sourdough bread. We have some raspberries, blueberries, limes, a jalapeno, some tomatoes, some strawberries, eggs, a bag of salads, bananas, 2 things of milk, some coffee and some coffee creamer, a salad mix, some apples, some mini peppers, some cottage cheese, egg whites, olive oil, chips, kiwis, 1 pack of chicken thighs. It costs, $25. A small little ham and some bacon. That is $230 worth of groceries. That is what I got at Walmart over there for $200. Those 2 little bags. So I have enough food to last my family for probably, like, if we're being honest, 5 days. So it does.
That is ridiculous. That is normal now here in Canada, but it looks pretty ridiculous, right? That's reality right there.
Affordability's the best it's been in over a decade. Affordability's the best it's been in over a decade.
This is the same Mark Carney who says that affordability is so good right now that he does not think that we should be cutting taxes on fuel like Australia, the UK, Italy, and other countries are doing in order to give a little bit of a break to people that are struggling with the current fuel prices. Keep in mind right now that upwards of 40% of the price of gas is taxes. That can be anywhere between 50 to 70 cents per liter, just taxes. But he won't do anything for us because he's done more than anyone else for affordability, or so he says. But do you believe that with prices like that?
I'm not trying to hate here, but I agree. Like, he has done nothing for affordability. I feel no difference. So who is he making it more affordable for? Because I don't see it. I don't know anybody that he's helped. So far, this government right now is just as bad as Trudeau's government, because we're still going in the same direction. This country's going downhill. I mean, maybe we stopped the bleeding a little bit, but it's too hard to tell if there's any difference at this point.
Could you actually survive in Toronto on $5,000 a month? Let's look at the math. First, half your money is gone instantly. A 1-bedroom downtown averages $2,300. Groceries, your phone, and the TTC, that's another $1,500. That's before you even have any fun. A nice 3-course dinner for 2, $120. Even a quick McDonald's run is $16 now. The average person in the city takes home just under $5,000 after taxes. Do the math. After After the basics, you're left with $1,100 for everything else. Is living here still worth it? Tell me down below.
I feel like they missed some stuff there, but I mean, that rent seems a little bit on the cheap side, and basics seems a little bit cheap as well. Food and transit. I mean, I guess transit, if you had your own vehicle with the vehicle insurance and gas, and got car payment, that'd be more expensive than this transit. And dinner for $220. I think people end up spending more than that when they eat out. They don't eat out just once.
And before you go off telling me to go fucking shop somewhere else, it's not that easy. It's an hour to get to a major center. I came here for a couple things so I could fucking feed myself, so just shut the fuck up. This can't even be for real. For a head of lettuce, $6.29. Another one, look at this. $9.29 for bologna. This is the cheapest shit you can fucking find. Seriously, I'm almost in fucking tears here. Like, this is fucking...
Alright, she's swearing like a sailor, but $10 for a packet of bologna. I mean, you could see some of these places where they live in smaller towns, grocery prices are a little bit more expensive because it's harder to get groceries out there, I guess, cost more fuel, and they're suffering for it. Like, that is really expensive. That makes no sense. Her rent might be cheaper, but it doesn't matter if your grocery prices have tripled in the last 5 years.
I have a fucking bone to pick with these grocery stores. Everybody in Canada right now is doing the whole buy Canadian, support Canadian grocery made shit. So yeah, fair enough. But anyways, why is it that the Canadian made stuff is gone up in price? You would think it would be all the stuff we're importing from the States and Mexico and wherever else that would go up in price, especially from the States with these tariffs now. But no, it's the Canadian stuff that I buy every single fucking week that are now going up in price. For example, this here, which is my sausages I buy the kids, they were $10 3 weeks ago. Now they're $13. Why have they gone up $3? Nothing's changed in Canada. They're made in Canada. And then this year, my grass-fed Alberta beef, well, actually, this is New Zealand beef, but whatever. It's produced or made in Canada. So it's gone up $1.50 to $2. Why? Can somebody tell me why?
And this video is a year old, but nothing's really have changed other than the prices are probably higher than what they were a year ago. So it's worse now. It's worse. So yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in Canada. It's not really sunshine at all. Anyways, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll have more coming for you in the future. Until next time, bye-bye.